Croeso power up to the PlayStation Indies and games under £10 PSN sales. Now there's a massive amount of games in this sale, and there's a ton of really cool indie gems if you sift through it all, which I've done for you, so you won't have to do the hard work. You're welcome. Don't forget to subscribe if you like finding some cool games to play and saving a lot of money along the way. You're welcome here anytime. This sale ends on the 29th of November, so that'll be your last day to pick up these deals. Let's look at the games. First up, we have Broforce. It was released in 2016, so it's 7 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the low price of £2.39, which is a really cool deal. In this run and gun game, when evil threatens the world, you call on Broforce, an underfunded, overpowered paramilitary organization that deals exclusively in excessive force to save the day. It features a huge roster of playable characters based on classic action stars, and it even includes 4-player offline and online multiplayer and co-op as well, so you can play it with your mates or just have a ton of fun yourself. This may not be the best indie game ever made, but what it does amazingly well. It takes a load of cool action stars and nostalgia and throws it into a really easy to play yet fun action game. So if you love running around blowing stuff up and causing havoc while seeing a load of cool characters from way back in the day, you'll absolutely love this. I know I did. It was a really cool nostalgia trip and it was a lot of fun along the way. You probably won't play it a lot, but hey, it's well worth the money and it's so much fun if you like old action movies. And especially if you've got someone to play with, you'll have a lot of fun together. It's a really cool and interesting game. Well worth playing if you're interested. And hey, if you've never played a run and gun shooter before, then this might be a good place to start. It may not be the biggest one or have the best gameplay, but hey, if you're really into old action movies, you'll absolutely love this. There's so many cool characters in it that you'll be having a ton of fun just enjoying the nostalgia trip alone. So if you're interested and you like old action movies, check it out. But if you don't like action movies, then subscribe and I'll find you another run and gun shooter in another sale instead. We have a rhythm game next, Maxx Respect. It was released in 2018, so it's 5 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £6.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal for such a unique genre. You don't see many of these games these days, that's for sure. In this game, you get to play a modern rhythm game, hailing from a series of games going back over a decade. It features 147 songs to play, with remastered animations for the songs, an overhauled scoring system, online leaderboards, and online multiplayer as well. Plus you even get 2-player local multiplayer, which is really cool. If you're into rhythm games, there's a huge amount of content in this, and with the online modes, and leaderboards, and local multiplayer as well, you'll have a lot of ways to play, and a ton of content to play through. So if you like rhythm games, you should definitely check this out. There's not a lot of games in this genre anymore, and this looks like a really good one that's really well supported, with a good history. Why not take a look? And hey, if you've never played a rhythm game before, then who can blame you? The days of Guitar Hero and Dance Dance Revolution and Bandcamp are way gone, and if you're not old enough to remember those days, then you're not going to see many of these games around, which is a shame because they were huge back in the day, and there's a reason, they're really fun. But in any case, if you're interested, you don't have many options, and this is a really good deal. So if you're tempted, why not check it out? It may be your new favourite genre. Next up is my star by Galgun 2 Complete Edition. It was released in 2020, so it's 3 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £9.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a massive discount from a huge price, especially considering it's an anime game, and a niche one at that. A lot of Japanese anime games are very expensive usually, so this is a really good deal. In this on-rail shooter, you have to save your schoolgirls from demon possession using your pheromone gun for euphoric exorcisms, then suck up the demons, and some clothing along the way with your vacuum powers. It features dating, side quests, bedroom decoration, and multiple endings as well, so there's more reasons to play it over and over again, with some differences in each playthrough, which is cool. So yeah, as you can tell by now, it's very anime, very weird, very quirky, but it's also a good game. If you like anime games, and you're interested by this sort of dating sim with weird game mechanics, then you'll really love this game. It may not be for everyone, but people who like it will really enjoy themselves with this game. So you know who you are. If you're interested, take a look at this game. And hey, if you've never played an on-rail shooter before, then I'm not sure I'd recommend starting here. It's a very niche genre, so there's probably better on-rail shooters you could start with that are more mainstream and won't get your nanny's knickers in a twist. Now anyway, if you're interested, who am I to stop you? It's a really good game at a really good discount, so definitely take a look at it if you're interested. Like I said, it's my star buy. It's well worth your time and money if you're into this niche genre. But if not, don't worry, there's plenty more on-rail shooters to buy, and I can help you out in another sale. So subscribe, and you won't miss out. We have a strategy game next, Invisible Ink Console Edition. It was released in 2016, so it's 7 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the low price of £3.99, which is a pretty good deal, as this edition includes the Contingency Plan expansion that extends the campaign time, adds new rewards, agents, programs, and danger to the base game, so it really ramps up the gameplay and makes a difference to the game overall, which is great. In this turn-based strategy, you get to control the invisible agents to infiltrate the world's most dangerous corporations in randomly generated levels, using stealth, weapons, items, and teamwork to succeed and keep your agents alive along the way. Now, I'm a big fan of strategy games. They're really engaging, and you can sink a ton of time into them if you find a really good one. It's just a shame these days that most of the strategy games are indie games, but at least you don't have to spend a lot on them, eh? In any case, if you're into strategy games, this looks like a pretty good one, and it's at a pretty good price as well. And the story and theme is pretty interesting. It makes a difference from the apocalyptic the world is over, war to save the world kind of vibes that you get from most of these strategy games these days. Anyway, it looks cool, and I think it'll be pretty interesting if you like this genre, so if you like the sound of it, take a look at it. I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun. And hey, if you've never played a turn-based strategy game before, then this might be a good place to start. It looks like a really good one, and it's pretty limited in scope as well, which means you don't have to learn a ton of things early on, so it might be the perfect game to start with if you've never played this genre before. So if you're interested, take a look. It might be your new favourite genre. We have a VR game next, Kona VR Bundle. It was released in 2018, so it's 5 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the low price of £3.19, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really good deal for a bundle and a VR game as well, as this bundle includes the PS4 and PS5 version of Kona, plus the VR add-on that makes it fully playable in VR, if you've got a PSVR 1 that is. At the moment there's no support for PSVR 2, and I didn't find any information about a planned upgrade, so if you've only got the new one, stay clear of it if you're interested in the VR. In this adventure game that has move controller compatibility, which is great because VR games like this are way better when you've got move controller support. They're way more immersive and it just makes them more fun to play. This game is set in the 1970s, where you get to play a detective investigating a Canadian village as a strange blizzard ravages the area, with the village appearing deserted. You must survive long enough to explore and find out what happened, finally solving the mystery. In some ways I think this game is perfect for VR, a really cool mystery with exploration and sort of creepiness and being on edge. That's perfect for VR, wandering places that are creepy. It just suits VR so well. It'll really get the scares amped up and the tension going. But hey, it's not a bad game if you don't have VR either. It's a bundle, it comes with both versions, so if you like the look of it, then why not take a chance? It looks like a really cool game. And hey, if you've never played an adventure game before, then this might be a cool place to start. It's got a cool and interesting story, and it looks pretty good, and it's at a really low price as well. Especially if you've got PSVR 1, it might be a really good deal for you. So if that's the case, definitely take a look at it. You'll be doing yourself a big favour. Our next game is Little Orpheus. It was released in 2022, so it's only a year old, but the game's older than that really, and it's on a 75% discount for the low price of £2.49, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a pretty good deal, as this is the definitive edition that includes all of the DLC, and it's remastered as well, so again all of the content included, plus the best version of the game, which is really great. In this adventure platformer, inspired by classic adventure movies, you get to join comrade Ivan Ivanovich as he explores lost civilizations, undersea kingdoms, and prehistoric jungles. And it features a humorous story and a music score by BAFTA Award winner Jessica Curry and Tim Fowler. This game looks really cool. It won a ton of awards. The graphics look really cool and interesting. The places you explore look varied and wonderful. All in all, it just looks like a really cool adventure platformer, and my gut feeling says it's an amazing game. I'm pretty tempted to pick it up myself at some point. So if you like cool indie games, or adventure games, or just games that are really good quality, you should definitely think about this one. Why not take a look at it? You might really enjoy it. And hey, if you haven't played an adventure platformer before, then this is a really highly acclaimed one that my gut feeling says is amazing, at a really good price, so it's a great place to start. If you're interested, definitely check it out. I think you'll really enjoy it. We have a beat 'em up next, Mother Russia Bleeds. It was released in 2016, so it's 7 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the low price of £1.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal. This beat 'em up is set in an alternate history of the USSR, where you get to play as 4 imprisoned street fighters, as you dose up on narcotics and beat your way through the hardened ghettos, violent prisons, grim laboratories, and decadent clubs to win your freedom and get out of the slums. This game even features 4-player local co-op, but no online play, which is a shame because beat 'em ups are meant to be played with friends, so without online play, that's a shame. But a small indie game, it's expensive, I get it, you can't blame them too much. This game is hyper violent, with a lot of gore in it, so if you like the sound of that, you'll love this game. If you're a fan of beat 'em ups and you like something with a bit of violence and a bit different, it may not be the most complicated or AAA of beat 'em ups, but hey, it's got its own niche and it runs with it really well. So if you like the look of it, then take a look, you might really like it. And hey, if you've never played a beat 'em up before, then I'm not sure I'd start here. It looks like a pretty decent one, but it's very gory and it's very niche. Definitely take a look at it. But if you're not sure, don't worry, there'll be more to pick from, so subscribe, and then you won't miss them when they go on sale next. We have a unique action game next, Mr. Shifty. It was released in 2017, so it's 6 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the low price of £2.99, which is pretty great. In this action game, you are Mr. Shifty. You die in one hit, but you also have the skill to teleport through walls, lasers, bullets, people, anything really, and you get to fight your way through the world's most secure facility, obliterating enemies along the way. This is a really cool and unique skill-based game, where you get to basically run havoc in a building, and have a lot of cool fantasy moments, straight out of John Wick or The Matrix. This game's simple yet addictive gameplay really makes you feel like an uber powerful superhero, with really cool abilities. It's simplistic, really addictive, and really cool. So if you like cool indie games, or action games, or you're a fan of the Hotline Miami games, then you might really like this game. It's very different, it's very cool, why not take a look at it? It might be the best game you've played in ages. And hey, if you've never played an action game before, then this is a great place to start. It's very different and unique, so it's not typical of the genre, but it's a really good game, and it's really cool and fun. So if you like what I'm talking about, definitely take a look at it. It's well worth your time. Spiritfarer Farewell Edition is our next game. It was released in 2020, so it's 3 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £4.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really good price for a cool and interesting game. As this edition includes all of the release DLC, so you're getting the full version of the game with all of the extras included, which is really great. In this adventure game, you get to play as Stella, a ferry master who cares for spirits, as she guides them into the afterlife. You get to build your boat and explore the world befriending spirits to help them pass over and reach peace. It features farming, crafting, cooking, and 2-player local co-op as well, which is really cool. This game's got absolutely unbelievably amazingly good reviews. Everybody that plays it says it's an emotional roller coaster, and I absolutely love it. I don't think anyone says anything bad about this game. It seems to be universally loved. And a lot of the reviews and the game itself talks about it being really emotional as you learn to say goodbye to your loved ones, and it covers a lot of really delicate subjects as well. So if you really like the look of this, it's very different and interesting, and if you like your stories with a lot of emotion and connectivity, then you'll really enjoy this game. It's very different, it's very unique, it's highly acclaimed. If you want something different and that has a lot of emotion and heart to it, then this is the perfect game. If you like what I'm talking about, definitely check it out. It's a very different and unique game, and well worth considering. And hey, if you've never played an adventure game before, then this is a really good one at a really good price, but it's very emotional and very unique. So if you don't like games where you feel a lot of feelings and cry a lot maybe, then definitely stay away from this. But otherwise, everybody seems to love this game, and you might too, so why not take a look? And the final game I have for you is Surgeon Simulator Experience Reality. It was released in 2016, so it's 6 years old, and it's on at least a 75% discount for the price of £3.99 or £3.19p with PS Plus, which ain't bad for a VR game especially. In this VR Surgeon Simulator, that supports motion controllers, which is definitely the way you should play this. Why wouldn't you want to be a surgeon with motion controls? I mean, come on. It's kind of the point of VR, right? Anyway, it includes the support, so that's great. Play it that way, don't play with the controller. In this game, you get to play through fun and funny surgery operations in comical situations. Have you ever wanted to do surgery in the back of a speeding ambulance? No problem. What about a surgery in the dark? We got you. It's all fun and games in this game, and it's a lot of fun. Let me tell you, if you're looking for a game where you can just put people in VR and you don't need to explain anything and they can just have a lot of fun with no motion sickness because you don't move anywhere, this is the game for you. It gives you a ton of funny tools to use and a ton of funny operations to take part in. I've never had so much fun opening someone's head with a hammer before, or a crowbar, or a reticular saw, or a fictional laser scalpel. Let me just say I've got this game, and I really enjoyed it. It's not for everyone, but it's a lot of fun, and it's what VR's all about, right? Just doing weird and stupid things, and having a lot of fun. So if you like the look of this one, definitely check it out. It's well worth your time and money, and I think you'll have a lot of fun with it, especially at parties and stuff. And hey, if you've never played a game like this before, then I would definitely recommend it. It's basically the only one in the genre, and it's a really fun one, and it's a pretty cheap price as well. All in all, if you're in any way interested, why not check it out? It's a really cool game, and it's a lot of fun. And that's all the games I've got for the PlayStation Indies and games under £10 PSN sales. What did you think of the games I picked? Did I pick good ones or did I pick bad ones? And what about the star buy? Did it deserve it? Or should some other game have got it instead? Leave all your complaints down in the comments, and we can talk about it later. I hope you guys found some cool games to play, but more importantly I hope you saved a lot of money. I'll see you guys in the next sale. Oil Vow.